Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm checking out the Fire HD 10 Plus that's available for around $180 on Amazon. Now this is just a slight bump in RAM and it has wireless charging from what I know compared to the original Fire 10 that's the 11th gen as well. With 4 gigabytes of RAM, you can multitask pretty well, or a little better than with 3. Dolby Atmos is another feature. Well, they both have it, and you can have a micro SD card slot up to 1 terabyte, and the resolution is 1920 by 1200 on a 10.1 inch display. These packages are relatively simple. They don't really have much in them, which I kind of prefer. I don't want anything too crazy. So here we have the tablet itself, and underneath that should be the user guide. Well, kind of like a quick start guide there, and micro SD or USB-C cable, and a USB wall outlet that has 9 watts, a little more than your usual one, because normally they come with like 5 volts or 5 watts, so this will give you fast charging. I got the tablet in black, and it's got this hard back finish, hard plastic, nothing special. There's a camera on the top left. On the side is where you have most of your ports, starting with the 3.5mm headphone jack, USB-C port, microphones, power button, and volume keys. And then on top is where you have 2 speaker grills. They do emit from both sides. Nothing on the side, nothing on the bottom, except there is a latch for the micro SD card slot, and then a front camera here. This is not surprising to see on a Fire tablet. When you unlock the screen, you get introduced with an ad. There is a way to remove it. I'm not going to go over that right now or anything. And you're also introduced with a 3-month free trial for Kindle Unlimited. These are all the apps you're stuck with. They come pre-installed, and none of them can be uninstalled except for The Office. So there's that. And if you go to the left, you have the For You for app interests and other things. And I think there is a tab for like sponsored. It's basically ads, but that's beside the point. And then on the right is obviously your library, stuff you purchased or you're currently watching to easily access. And then on the bottom left, it looks like there's a device dashboard, kind of like a little widget screen area. And out of the box, there's about 24.5 gigs, a little more than 24.5 gigs free on this out of 32 for you to use. But honestly, that's still not really enough. I wish they kept this to 64 gigs as a standard, because more and more apps are starting to take up more space, especially if you're a gamer. The camera is pretty bad on this. There's nothing that really impresses me here. And by the way, you can get unlimited storage space for photos with Amazon Prime. I guess the camera quality is a little better than the Fire 10, the regular one. But it's kind of weird to say because they're the same exact camera. Maybe I just didn't take good pictures with it. But at the same time, you can't really read better too well. It says better performance, less energy consumption. It's a little blurry here, but I guess that's a small thing. And then the front camera, it's tolerable for a call, I guess. That's pretty much all there is to say about it. You're able to watch videos at 1080p, 60 FPS, no problems there. And the speakers are decent. They are a little better from the average speakers that I've heard. Maybe it might be in the top 3. Basic tasks have been great on this. I haven't really noticed any delays whatsoever. The CPU and GPU are the same as the ones in the Fire 10. And the Geekbench score, it does a little better in the multi-core score. So you get about 1300. I got 1392 in this one. So that did pretty well. And I do have something open here. Also, multitasking seems to work pretty well too, because it does have 4 gigs of RAM, which a lot of tablets still don't, surprisingly. First game checking out here is Roblox, and this seems to be doing just fine. There's not that much lag. I mean, there are some noticeable hiccups, just not as often as I've seen occur in previous tablets. And obviously that's a great sign. Granted, this is not really an intense battle or anything. There's nothing intensive going on in this Roblox mode. Like I mentioned many times before, I don't really know exactly how this game is played or understand it. But either way, everything should work pretty well for the most part. I think the graphics are set to low. So as you're seeing me, I'm running. There's really nothing that's lagging here. Next game here is Injustice. I did download this from the Google Play Store. That you can't, well, it's not hard to install, but I didn't really see this game on the App Store, Amazon App Store. And the Amazon App Store is worthless. It's pretty bad. There's not too much support there. Not really support, but there aren't many apps in there. Like, the YouTube app is just terrible on there. It just takes you to like a YouTube website and everything. Oh, also before I forget, this does have wideband security L1, so you can watch videos at full HD 1080p on streaming services like Hulu, Netflix, Peacock, etc. And it looks like this game ran pretty decently. Finally, I want to check out Genshin Impact and see how well this performs. I have the graphics set to as low as it can get, I think. And initially when the game loads up, you do notice some delays here and there, like when I'm just looking around the screen. It's kind of slow. Everything's loading up. So let's get into some action to see here. So I found someone to fight. Alright, let's try some fighting here, see how this goes. Okay, it seems like it's performing a little better now. Like, I'm not really noticing as much delays like we saw before. It might have been the game was still loading. It could take a little longer than usual. Yeah, I guess I would say this is playable then. Because it seems like I'm able to fight these guys without too much of a problem. So overall, this is a pretty good tablet, honestly. I really can't find much to complain about. Yeah, everything seems to work pretty well. Granted, these games are running at the lowest graphics settings. If I do bump them up, they aren't going to run as smooth. I have no complaints with Fire OS so far. It seems like a good OS. Well, besides the fact that it's running on Android 9, while other tablets are already on Android 11. So there are some features that might be missing. Either way, I'd still recommend this over a lot of other tablets just because it has wideband security L1 and it runs smoothly. Games run pretty smoothly, even multitasking. So I don't know of any other tablet, or I haven't tried any other tablets that are at this price and are on the same level as this, if not better. So I can't really put a recommendation out there. I do know Lenovo has created one, but I'll probably check that out down the line. But again, the only other option is the Fire HT10, which is a little cheaper than this by about 30 bucks at the time of this video. And then on Black Friday and Prime Day, they do come down in price. So if you can wait then it's definitely worth the price to performance, especially for the Plus. But if you're not really looking at gaming much, then yeah, check out the Fire HD10. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.